What up, cappers, gamblers, punters? I told you, sleuths. I told you. Just like Christopher Columbus did 7,500 years ago, the bag has made landfall in Costa Rica, and it feels good, man. One-way ticket, no travel insurance, who gives a fuck? The bag is in business. And just like Christopher Columbus before me, the bag is not being properly immunized. I looked into it. They wanted a lot of money. They wanted so much cash for these hepatitis shots. They wanted over $100 for Dukerol. They wanted over $100 for Twinrix. Just to talk to them was going to be $70. Fucking bullshit. My capital is an issue, but I did look into these dangers, and the dangers all lie with hepatitis. For those who you don't know, there's 3 types of hepatitis. There's actually 5, but the main 3 that we worry about, hepatitis A, that's transferred through fecal matter. It's possible that the bag runs into a little fecal matter down here, something I'm a little worried about. Now, hepatitis B, that is transferred through fluids, through a fluid transfer. Now, plan A is to transfer a lot of fluids while I'm down here. It's my goal. I want to be in the fluid transferring game. I want to be doing it heavily. I want to be providing fluid transfers for lots of Tekans. And that is a very important to me. So I'm worried about hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is in the cards for the bag. Hepatitis A and B are dangerous. But hepatitis C, intravenous drug use, oh, I come down here, pull out a belt, shoot fucking heroin? Nope. So we don't need to worry about hepatitis C. Hepatitis C, we're in the fucking clear. It's hepatitis A and B, and I will give you guys hepatitis A and B updates weekly. It's hard to know when you have hepatitis A and B. Millions of people have each. So I won't know right away, but if I start turning yellow, if you guys start noticing jaundice, please let me know. Hit me at Jimmy the Bag on Twitter. Let me know I'm looking a little yellow. Now, capital is an issue on this trip. Capital is a problem. This hotel, beautiful, I love it, but I can only stay here until Wednesday. That gives me 48 hours to find a heavy-set Tekan looking for a fun boy or for somebody at SBR to let me sleep on their floor. I'm easy going. I won't try and transfer any fluids. I will just sleep and be cool as ice. We'll get along great. It'll be a hepatitis-free area if you're hanging with me. So please, if any of you guys watching SBR, I haven't been down there yet, but please think about letting me stay on your spot, in your spot. I'm not doing very well financially, but I should be, because I made $1,410 when the season ended. This is the first year I did not make futures bets before the season started. In IFBC, even though that was already after the season, they were talking a lot about how the book always win on futures, how the juice is very bad on futures. And this year I waited. Now, I won't be waiting in NHL. I have a series of futures that I will be making tomorrow before the start of the season on Wednesday, October 4th. I'm very excited about the hockey season, but let me tell you a little bit about the baseball futures. On May 26th, I made 2 $500 bets. I put $500 on the Red Sox, who were 3 games behind the Yankees at the time, to win the AL East at plus 120. And I put $500 on the Dodgers to win the NL West at minus 140. The Dodgers were actually behind both the Rockies and the Diamondbacks at the time. Those bets both paid. And then after the All-Star break, in the midst of all of my fucking losing, I was telling you guys it's time to hammer the Cubs to win the division. I only made 2 $500 bets, one on July 6th and one on July 20th. The one on July 6th was pretty bad odds, minus 350, but it got better because they couldn't catch Milwaukee for a little while, and I got minus 175. Overall, I made $1,410 profit. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you guys have asked me what are the pros and cons of having a bookie, and there's both on both sides. And as you know, I have not been liquid lately. I have some American cash that I will be hammering down at the bet machines here in Costa Rica at the Sheraton Casino, but I have not been liquid lately because I had a really tough go in July and August. Now, my bookie won't let you send in your future bets till the actual end of the season, till the end of the World Series, even though you've already cashed your divisional bets. Now, that could be a problem, but I can reframe it knowing that I'm already up $1,410. So my future bets, as you know, I've had the Dodgers and Indians all year. I didn't take the Indians till about 8 weeks into the season, but I've had the Dodgers and Indians all year. Generally, I would start hedging that action as I go along, knowing that I'm already up $1,410. I won't have to hedge it as bad. And you can make hedging mistakes, and I've often hedged too much and lived in this average area where there's no winning or losing. You're just doing fucking average, and that's not going to happen this year. Now, there will be a little bit of hedging that I'm going to start making right away, because I think if the Diamondbacks can get by Gray Wolf and the Rockies, the Diamondbacks could run all the fucking way to the World Series, where I think they will lose to the Indians. I think the Indians can beat the Astros. But as we know, there's always going to be upsets along the way. The Diamondbacks are going to have a very tough time getting by the Rockies in Game 1 of the wild card, but if they do, they can run. They've already destroyed the Dodgers in the last 6 weeks of the season, and doubt has creeped into the head of the Dodgers. I'm going to put a small bet, and I'll let you guys know exactly what it is, on the Diamondbacks to win the NL, and maybe a tiny bet on them to win the World Series. But one of the things that we can do when you have an underdog like the Diamondbacks is you can let it ride. You can put, let's say, $100 or $200 on Diamondbacks to win the wild card. If they do that, you can take all that money and put them to beat the Dodgers. And if they win that, you can put all that money on them to beat the Cubs or the Nationals, the winner of that series. And then you can decide at that point if you still want to let it ride for the World Series. But if you've been letting it ride, even at $200 a pop, we're talking about multiple thousands of dollars at that point. I think the Diamondbacks are a live dog. Speaking of live dogs, I'm taking the Twins and Santana to upset the Yankees tomorrow. If this was a series, I would take the Yankees in a heartbeat. But in one game, all the pressure's on Severino, a 23-year-old who's never pitched in a playoff game, going against Santana, who could throw 9 innings. He could step up huge with no pressure on him. I love the Twins at 210. So this is my action right now on Monday. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs this evening, and I'm adjusting the line. I'm adjusting the line. It's a 7-point spread right now. I'm taking it down to -3. I'm getting -225 on that, -3. I'm putting $200 on the Chiefs, -3. I'm tying that with the Minnesota Twins at +210. That gives me a +347. I'm putting $200 on +347. I'm also putting $200 on the Chiefs at -3 with the Diamondbacks. Now that only pays out +124. I will also be going to the Sheraton Casino within the next few hours and going to the bet box. I'm liquid with some American cash, and I will be making the same bet down there. Not quite as much. This is the 200 through the bookie. I'm not exactly sure what I'll be doing with my American cash, but we can film it and I'll let you guys know. But I'm going to keep hammering that plan. I also, in the bet box down at Sheraton Casino in San Jose, Costa Rica, they also let you adjust lines and adjust totals. I would like to adjust the total. I'd like to see if they'll give me a few more points and what the juice would be. I would sure, because it's a 49 or 49.5 right now, I would sure like to get 52 or 53 and hammer the under and tie that with an adjusted line with the Chiefs. That's my action right now, but more importantly, I need to find a place to fucking crash. I also need to get to the SBR offices. I haven't seen them, so I will be taking a bus very soon, and we can tape that, me coming down to the SBR offices. This is all very exciting. I had a nice fluid transfer when I got into the city. Now it's been 48 hours since I've transferred fluids, so it's building up. But I can't really afford to transfer any more fluids unless I hit with this Chiefs Twins action. So that's what's good, man. I'm in Costa Rica and it feels real fucking good, man. Real good. And I think this is going to be the most exciting time of my life. It's risky, you know, hepatitis lurks, no travel insurance, and one-way ticket, but I got through customs no problem. So let's just keep fucking rolling, and I'm just so excited to be here. So I'm looking forward. Every day we're going to put out videos, man. Ride with me. Let's have some fun, man. We're in Central America, motherfuckers.